Hello guys, guess what? We're going to look at something very beautiful together, you and I, as we start with pure and your impure substances. Oh yes, and guess what? Impure and impure substances, this is our first lesson we're going to start with very fast. So inside of pure and your impure substances, the big question is, what is expected of us to know? Right, as far as this exam is concerned, what should I know? What should I hold tight? Follow me as we go together. In pure and impure substances, very quickly, we're going to take a sweet ride as we look at 6 powerful things together. How many? 6. The first thing we're going to learn under pure and impure substances is the introduction to your pure and impure substances. After that, I will take you around what we mean by your pure substances. What are they? What should we know? Thereafter, we're going to learn everything about your impure substances. Then we go quickly and look at the differences between your pure and your impure substances. When we have looked at their differences, guess what? I'll take you around factors that affect the purity of a substance. What are the various factors that affect the purity of a substance? Very important. And thereafter, we're going to dwell on what past questions together. Oh yes, those questions that you should never play with. We're going to look at all of them. Let's start with the first, introduction to your pure and what impure substances. So if we're talking about introduction, the first thing you must know is this: substances in the world around us. Just think of anything around you in the entire universe. They are categorized into 2 broad classes. And what are the 2 broad classes that we have? Just 2 of them. Number 1 is called your pure substances, and number 2 is called your what? Your impure substances. So the entire universe, all the substances are divided into 2. Either you are pure or you are what? Impure. You cannot be in between. So let's look at the first, which is your what? Your pure substances. When we say pure substances, the quick question is, Sapi, please, what are pure substances? Don't forget this, that your pure substances are materials that consist of a single type of substance with uniform properties. Again, what are pure substances? They are materials that consist of a single type of substance with uniform properties. 2 things you should know there. They have what? Single type of substance and what? Uniform what? Properties. All of these are pure substances. And don't forget this, that pure substances are substances that are composed of a specific type of atom. Now, their atoms, are they specific? Are they the same or they are different? They are specific, the same. Specific type of atom or the same type of atom or the same type of molecule. And they have consistent chemical and physical properties throughout. Now listen, your pure substances, their physical properties, are they the same? Yes. Their chemical properties, are they the same? Yes. They are consistent or true. So this is what makes up your pure substances for you. Don't play. Another important thing very fast are the characteristics of pure substances. I'll give you 4. Number 1 character of pure substances is that you must know that they have a uniform composition. What do they have? Uniform composition. By uniform composition, that means pure substances have fixed and definite composition. In other words, what make them up? They are fixed and they are definite. And very important, every part of the substance is made up of the same type of particle. If it is made up of the same type of particle, that means they are what? Homogeneous. I'm coming there. Don't forget that. Another characteristic of your pure substance you must know is sharp melting and boiling point. Oh yes. Listen, your pure substances, do they have a range of melting and boiling points? No. What do they have? Sharp melting and what? Boiling point. By sharp melting and boiling point, what do we refer to? One of the most defining characteristics, in fact, what make your pure substances to stand out is their what? Their sharp melting and boiling point. In other words, we can say pure substances have what? Sharp and well-defined melting and boiling points. For example, when you say a substance has a boiling point of, let me say, 78 degrees Celsius, you are not guessing. You are accurate with what you are saying. That means sharp melting. You're not going to say it boils between 78 degrees Celsius to 100 degrees. That's a range. That's not pure. Anyone that has accurate or precise or sharp melting and boiling point is called your what? Your pure substance. Another important thing is when the substance changes from solid to liquid, you know that process is called melting. Take your ice block, allow it to melt. it will move from solid all the way to what? Liquid. That's called melting. Or from liquid to solid, apply heat to liquid. What will happen to it? It will begin to what? Boil. That's boiling. This transition occurs at specific temperature. For example, what is the boiling point of water? You are not thinking it. Water has a boiling point of what? 100 degrees Celsius. That means it is pure. Pure water has a boiling point of what? 100 degrees Celsius. If you now hear, like, for example, it is boiling between 100 degrees Celsius to probably 120 degrees Celsius. Is it pure or impure? Impure. It's no longer pure because your pure substances have sharp melting at what? Boiling point. Number 3 character is called homogeneity. What is it called? Homogeneity. In other words, homogeneity is a character of your pure substances. What do we refer to here? Pure substances are homogeneous. Homogeneous. Meaning that they have consistent composition. If something is homogeneous, it's either you are homogeneous as a mixture or you are heterogeneous. I will explain when we get to mixture. But what do we mean by homogeneity? When something is homogeneous, it means they have consistent composition and properties throughout. For example, when you take like Coke, Coke is a mixture, right? When you take a bottle of Coke and you allow it to stand, do you see the sugar at the bottom, water on top? You now see the gas at the middle? Is that what happened? No. Because your Coke is homogeneous all through. It does not settle on standing. Are you getting it now? But Coke is not a pure substance. No. Coke, for example, is a mixture. We can't categorize it under your pure substances. I will explain when we get there. Follow me. Pure substances are what? Homogeneous. Why? Because they have consistent composition and properties. How? Throughout. Another thing you must know is this. There is no visible differences or variations within the substance. So when you see a pure substance, there is no visible differences between their variation. Another character of your pure substance is number 4 is their chemical purity. So they have a high degree of chemical purity. Don't forget this, that pure substances have a consistent chemical composition and their chemical properties are also uniform. In terms of their chemical properties, they have uniformity in their chemical properties. And then you must note this, that this is what makes them ideal for use in chemical reactions and experiments. Why? They are ideal in chemical reactions and experiments because of their what? Chemical purity. All of these 4 characteristics are the characteristics of your what? Your pure substances you must know. And I'd like you to know this very quickly. Examples of your pure substances, what are they? They include things like your oxygen, pure substance. Right? And you know that oxygen is an element, so we can boldly say that elements are pure substances, right? Hydrogen, helium, lithium, beryllium, boron, carbon, nitrogen, oxygen, fluorine, neon, sodium, magnesium, aluminium, silicon, phosphorus, sulfur, chlorine, argon, potassium, calcium. Elements, all of them are pure substances. Another one we said that is a pure substance here is your water, your H2O, which is water. And water is a what? A compound. So we can boldly say that elements and compounds are pure substances. Are you getting me now? So we have elements, compounds, and mixture. Your mixture, is it pure or mixture is an impure substance? Mixture is an impure substance. Elements and compounds alone are the pure substances. Are you with me? If you understand this very, very well and you are sure you understand this, guess what? We're going to look at your impure substances very quickly. When we say impure substances, the big question is, what are impure substances? Don't forget this, that your impure substances, on the other hand, are materials that do not have uniform composition. No, uniform composition is a character of your pure substances. Impure substances, no uniform composition, and they are composed of more than one type of substance. Do they have uniform composition? No. They are made up of more than one type of what? Your substance. And these are what? Impure substances. Another thing about impure substances is that they are mixtures. Listen, your elements, right? Your compounds and your mixtures. Categorize them for me. Your elements are pure substances. Compounds are pure substances, but your mixtures are what? Impure substances. And because mixtures are impure substances, you can further categorize mixtures into two. Mixtures are either heterogeneous mixtures or homogeneous mixture. So there's what is called homogeneous mixture, and there is also what is called your heterogeneous mixture that you must not forget. So what are the characteristics of your impure substances very quickly? So if they ask us what are they include the following. Of course, number one is variable composition. So your impure substances have what? Variable composition. Number one, what do we mean by that? Impure substances consist of what? Multiple types of particles. In other words, their particles are not just one type, but different types, which can vary in composition from one part of the material to the other. So their compositions are different. And number two, characteristic of your impure substance is your melting and boiling range. So they have a range of melting and what? Boiling. Are you getting it now? Don't forget this, that impure substances exhibit a range of melting and boiling points rather than it to be sharp or well defined. For example, 0 degrees Celsius, right? As your, or let me say 100 degrees Celsius, 100 degrees Celsius, you are more used to this. As your boiling point of your water, is that a range or it is definite or well defined, sharp, right? That means pure substances have boiling point like water, pure water has boiling point of 100 degrees Celsius. But when you now see a range from this to this, that's your impure, and that is what your impure substances they do and they stand for. So impure substances have melting and boiling range, but your pure substances have what? Sharp and well defined what? Melting and boiling points. Another important thing is this. This is because of the different composition. So your impure substances are going through that because of their different compositions that you see within the mixture. That's why you see different melting points and your boiling points. That's why the range, you now put a range for them. Another thing very quickly is your heterogeneity or homogeneity. Unlike your pure substances, they only undergo homogeneity, but your impure substances have homogeneity as well as what? Heterogeneity. Don't forget this. The impure substances are either heterogeneous or what? Homogeneous. What do we mean by heterogeneous? In heterogeneous, what happened? Different components are visibly distinct. So different components are distinct from each other, but in your homogeneous mixture, they have uniform. They are uniform all through. From beginning to the end, they are uniform. Your pure substances are only homogeneous. Your impure substances is either they are homogeneous or they are what? Heterogeneous. If you get this very quickly, look at the next characteristics of your impure substance, and that is called variable chemical properties. In terms of their chemical properties, are they the same or they are variable? Variable. And don't forget this very fast, that impure substances may have variable chemical properties since they have different components within the mixture and they may react differently under different conditions. This is what you must know. If you understand this very quickly with me, what are the examples of your impure substances? We have said a good example of your impure substances, they are what? Mixtures, right? And what are the mixtures here? Example of mixtures are things like your solution is a mixture. Alloys, they are mixture. Variable natural materials such as soil. Soil is mixture. Air is a mixture of gases. Sea water, mixture. So mixture is a cardinal example of your impure substances such as your solutions, your alloys, your soil, your air, your seawater, etc. If you get this very quickly, you are doing very, very well. Guess what? We're going to look at the differences between your pure and your impure substances very fast. What are the differences? How do I differentiate between your pure and your impure substances? Don't forget this. Number one is in terms of their composition. You must note this, that pure substances have a single type of atom or molecule, single, right? That's why we have like element is a pure substance. Compound is a what? A pure substance. Another thing very fast, impure substances are composed of multiple types of atoms or what? Molecule. So your impure substances are totally different from your pure substances. Number two is in terms of their melting and boiling points. One has sharp, fixed, definite, that's pure. One has a range, impure. Don't forget this, that pure substances have sharp, well-defined, definite, precise melting and boiling points. But when you come to your impure substances, what do you see? they have a range of melting and what boiling points. Another difference is homogeneity. In terms of homogeneity, of course, your pure substances are homogeneous throughout, but your impure substances, what are they? It's either they are homogeneous or they are what? Heterogeneous. Another character, number 4, is their chemical properties or chemical composition. Don't forget this, that your pure substances have consistent and uniform chemical properties. Consistent. Impure substances, what can we say about them? They may exhibit what? Variable chemical properties. They are not consistent. You see that variation occurring in what? Them. That is why they are what? Impure substances. If you understand this, guess what? What are their examples? Very fast. Examples of your pure substances. What do you see? Elements and compounds are pure substances. Why? Because they have a distinct, like well-organized chemical structure. But your impure substances, of course, like your solutions, your alloys, right? Your natural materials, all of these are what? Impure substances. So these are the differences that they expect us to know between your pure substances and your what? Impure substances. If you get this very quickly with me, guess what? Please, there is something they always shout right from when you were little and small. They usually tell us this, that normal boiling point, right, of pure water is what? 100 degrees Celsius. So if 100 degrees Celsius is the normal boiling point of pure water, do they need anybody to tell you that? Is it pure or impure? Pure, pure, pure. And also, they always say this, that your normal melting point of water is what? 0 degrees Celsius. You need anybody to tell you that whether it's pure or impure? Pure. But when I now see melting point between 0 degrees Celsius to, let me say, -4 degrees Celsius, that is a range have come in. Impurity has been introduced. Normal boiling point, that is 100. You are now seeing between 100 degrees Celsius to 105 degrees Celsius. Impurities has been what? Introduced. If you understand this and you get it very, very well, guess what? I'll see you in the next lesson. And that next lesson is our what? Lesson 2. We're going to look at something very beautiful. Don't forget that we have not looked at the past questions. We still have the past questions to look at. I'll see you in the next class. Enjoy. Bye-bye. Catch you there.